Everyone says AI is saving them time, but the people actually using it don't feel this time saving. That's the WTF that I'm gonna jump into today. If you don't know, I'm QuHarrison, and every day I ask myself, what's the future? That's what WTF stands for. Traditionally, I used to take notes, store them in a journal, but nowadays I'm recording them and putting them on YouTube, so you can also vibe with them too. Now, jumping into that, there's this stat that's going around the web, and it's quite compelling. It sounds insane, but it is compelling. Follow me here. It says executives say that AI is saving them 8+ hours per week. But most workers say that AI is saving them almost nothing. So if we dive into that, there's this massive gap that is really not a bug. I think AI was always intended to do this. And what we're seeing right now is the future of work forming in real time. Now, for those that don't know, you have AI executives that are saying that AI changed my week. And that's what these surveys are saying. So the people that are in the surveys, they're literally saying that it's changed their week. And these are primarily executives, think decision makers, CEOs, vice presidents. You get the gist. People that can have the ability to make a decision at a company or an organization. Now the employees are saying that it's helpful, but it's not life-changing. And on paper, when you look at it, everyone today has access to pretty much the same tools. So you have ChatGPT, Copilot, Claude, Gemini, and there's a lot more AI tools, but if you wanted to get ChatGPT and I wanted to get ChatGPT, we traditionally could. It's not that hard. So why is there this massive difference between AI executives and AI-enabled workers? Well, if you're asking me, it's because AI does not reward effort. It rewards leverage. And executives traditionally use AI to decide what gets worked on, summarize an entire team's output. They can draft strategy, maybe not so much emails, but they can also draft emails too. And when you start to think about it, they're using AI upstream. Employees, on the other hand, well, they're using AI to rewrite emails, speed up tasks that they still have to do anyway. They use AI to think I guess most of the AI they're using is actually downstream. So if executives are using AI upstream, all the employees are using it downstream. And it's the same tool, but completely different outcomes. And so I talked about social media yesterday, and this is exactly what happened with social media. You had the early winners of social media, which were the influencers, the social media companies, the people that controlled the distribution, think like the platforms themselves. But the late adopters, the people that came late, they ended up getting kind of stuck. It was like they either got stuck feeding the machine or they had more content that they were pushing through the network and they got mediocre pay. Like they were like, oh, this person, Kylie Jenner, she got X. I did the same exact thing and I had all of these other things. I got Y. How? Well, it's because you were a late adopter. And so AI is doing the same thing, but it's faster and it's at work now. And so the uncomfortable truth here is it's not that we're going to see the same thing play out in social media in our workplace. I think it's actually quite opposite. I think AI isn't necessarily stealing jobs. It's quietly separating decision makers from task doers. And so if that gap compounds, you'll see faster decisions, more visibility, and more perceived impact. But that's why some people are feeling that AI is changing everything and others are feeling that it barely matters. And so when I think about it, if AI is not saving you time, you're probably using it too late in the process. Instead of asking, how can this make me faster? Start asking, should this even exist? What decision comes before this task? What should I delete if AI handled the thinking? And that's exactly where your time will get created and given back to you, because you're going to start to see some of the true benefits of the AI tools. And we haven't even gotten into agentic AI or agenetic. I can't even say, is it agentic, agenetic? I think it's agentic AI. And that's when the AI agents work on your behalf for you and you give them all your credentials and they just go and meander throughout the internet and your computer and make special things happen. very scary, but that's what's on the precipice and actually already happening today. Now, if I'm going to close this out, I'm going to basically say the future of work is not about who has AI. It's about who actually uses it to decide and not just execute. So that's today's WTF. What's the future? You tell me. If you're in the game using AI, what's one practical use case, if you're an executive, that you've used AI for that has just been mind-blowing? And if you're just, downstream and you're a worker, where are you using AI where you're like, everybody is using this incorrectly, or they are not using this tool, and that's what's really giving me that shift so I can get my time back? If you have questions, drop them in the comments. Otherwise, I will catch you in the future.